It was 2018. I was 15 years old and I was in my room as always, playing my favorite game on the PlayStation 4. It was called Overwatch, and I was playing with a particular somebody in my PlayStation party that night. And it was a girl. Let's call this girl Jessica. Now, Jessica was unbelievably attractive. If I were to look at her right now, I'd genuinely say she was a 10 out of 10. Stunning. And we somehow actually met each other on this game. And guess what? I would talk to her pretty much every single day.
Lag. Here we go.
I would wake up, and as soon as I woke up, I would check my phone, send her a good morning text, and she would send one back. It was amazing. At the time, I was genuinely so shocked that she was talking to me because she was genuinely a very nice person as well, on top of being super attractive. And let's just be real, I wasn't the most attractive looking guy. It felt like a dream that came true because for most of my life, I mean, I grew up a very lonely kid. I grew up in a household where I had two older brothers, one mom.
Hey, fuck, I'm hungry, dog. Let me eat some food real quick. Okay.
And one dad. And the age gap between me and my brothers were really wide. One
What do
mom
you say?
and one dad. I grew up in a household where I had two older brothers,
Brothers,
one
okay.
mom and one dad.
Yeah.
And the age gap between me and my brothers were really wide, which meant it felt like I had three dads at times, and I never really could properly connect to anyone in the house. And I was always too shy to socialize to other kids and make friends. I was super, super lonely. On top of that, you'd imagine, no girl was obviously ever into me throughout these 15 years of my life. I mean, that was obvious. Just look at the way I looked. Who would be into this? And of course, the cherry on top. I'd be addicted to, right? I'd be addicted to it. I would watch it every single day.
You?
Beat my, you know the drill. However, when this girl came into my life, it felt like I just saw the light. As cringe as that sounds, it felt like I could actually show my true colors for once in my life, and I was actually genuinely happy. And guess what? The amount of I would watch during this time when I was speaking to this girl, Jessica, it was so minimal. It went from every single day down to, maybe once
A
a
week?
week. And that was an insane improvement for me.
So
And
it's
the
still a
cherry on top
lot.
of all of this, guys, was the fact that she only lived 15 minutes away from me. Unreal. It felt like everything was just connecting together for me. And our connection kept on deepening to the point where one day she actually asked me whether or not I was keen to go watch a movie with her. I think it was Ready Player One. And I was so nervous, but of course I had to say yes, right? And everything felt like it was going perfectly until a few days before we were planning to meet up. I was on the game again, Overwatch, and I was in a PlayStation party, but this time it was with my other friends that I used to play with. And as soon as I told these guys that I was gonna go meet up with Jessica, right? Because we're all in a very tight-knit community, right? Everyone knows each other in this Overwatch playing community. When I told them that I was gonna go meet up with this girl, guess what they did? They immediately told me that she's a bad person. You shouldn't go meet up with her. She's a...
When?
And guess what? I believed them.
Ah.
I believed these jealous motherfuckers. She wasn't like that at all. But I believed them because I was a naive and immature little kid. And because of this, I decided to treat her badly. I'd ignore her, I'd ghost her for a little bit. And obviously, you know, she'd ask what was wrong and I would just ignore that and just act like a complete retard, right? And eventually she had enough and told me to fuck off. Like, she literally said "fuck you" to me, and fucking voice crack. Not the right time to voice crack, bro. We stopped speaking after that one, right? And the thing is, I was 15 and dumb, and I
15 with a beard that size, dog.
didn't
It's
realize
crazy.
the insurmountable mistake that I had made until, let's say, about a month passed, and I realized that the amount of I was watching per week doubled. No, it tripled, quadrupled even. I was watching it multiple times a day at times because the intimacy I had with Jessica was gone and I was finding a place to kind of fulfill that void I was feeling, right? And I just did it through watching multiple times a day because that's the only place where I felt like I had love. The same exact shit going on for 3 years straight, and I was 18 years old now. My final year of high school. In fact, I just finished high school.
This bra looks like he's got nothing in his life going on, dog. Like, you can't hope for anything good to come out of his life, bruh. Like, he looks stoned as fuck in this picture.
But the thing was, I was the exact same person. Nothing at all changed. I was still a boy on the inside. And by this point, you know, I'd sort of forgotten about Jessica. You know, every now and then I'd have a thought about her, you know, but it would just go away, right? Until one day, I was playing this game called Dark Souls 3, one of my favorite games of all time, by the way. And I just had a thought about Jessica, and I did something that no one should ever do in their entire lives. And it's check old messages. And so I'm just scrolling up our texts on Instagram, just reading through them like an idiot, just reminiscing on the good old days. And this made me so unbelievably depressed. You have no idea. For 3 years, it just felt like I completely forgot what that feeling of being intimate with a girl was like. Me losing an absolute gem, it all hit me now, 3 years later, and I just felt so bad after that. So bad.
I even tried texting her again just to get left on scene. Yo!
And you thought my bad before, but it got worse after this point because now instead of socializing and getting myself out there to go and speak to more girls, I would watch even more to kind of keep me in this satisfactory zone because I don't have to talk to women when I can just, you know, watch this stuff, right? And my brain during this point filled with so much lust and just desire to, you know, the bad desires, right? It just got filled up with that negativity. And I was just in the mindset of, I'm just gonna wait for the perfect girl to come to me like I always have, right? But let's be real. Fucking what girl was gonna come to me? I wasn't improving myself at all. My physical appearance was down the drain. The next few days after this point, my physical
I did try. Yo, bro, this nigga's life is a movie, dog.
appearance was down the drain. The next few days after this point, I would watch so much to the point where my would hurt.
Yo.
Like I'd do it 3-4 times a day to the point where nothing would come out, bro. And now this is where things get a lot more shameful for
That's
me
sad.
than it already
Bruh, this shit is sad, man. But yeah, it was crazy, dog. It's crazy, bruh. Like, yo, yes. Yo, bruh, I feel like crying.
was. Maybe about a month later. It was around 6 p.m. and I was about to go walk my dog around the neighborhood, And this was like the only exercise I got during the day, and I was forced to do it as well. And as I'm putting the leash on my dog, getting ready to go for this walk, I hear a beep from my phone. And I check my phone, right? And just to see that I've got a new follower on Instagram, or someone requested to follow my Instagram account. The name was like a girl's name. Now, first of all, I was really shocked that a girl actually followed me first for once, because that was not happening for me, right? And I looked at her profile. We had no mutuals, okay? And this was a very attractive Asian girl. And it seemed like she was from a different country, but, you know, obviously me, right? Without even being any form of suspicious, this wasn't sus at all. I just went and accepted her follow request and requested to follow her back. Let's say 30 minutes after, I'm in the middle of my walk still, and I get another beep, a notification saying that she's accepted my follow request, and she sent me a message. Hey, I'm so sorry to, you know, follow you out of nowhere, but I just thought you were really handsome. Bro, the smile that lit up on my face when I read that. And so we just started texting for a few days. I was building this connection with this new girl, right? And I asked her where she's from, and she says Auckland, which is where I'm from Auckland. What the fuck? And again, I just felt like the luckiest guy in the world. She's quite literally perfect. Like, she's attractive as hell. She's nice. She listens to my problems. I listened to her problems, and we'd been texting for maybe a week at this point, right? And guess what? The amount of I'd watch, it dropped again, because I was feeling the same intimacy I felt with this girl, like I did with Jessica. And everything was going so well that one day, it was 8 p.m. and I was chatting with her like I usually would every single day. And I just had a thought in my brain, you know, I should probably ask her on a date, because I don't want to lose this girl, you know, like I did with all the other girls. I should probably ask her on this date. And so I asked her, hey, we should watch a movie or something sometime. And you won't believe what she did. She kind of just ignored my message and said this: I'm feeling a little bit weird right now. And I asked her what's up. And she said, what the f? And just like that, my heart, it sunk to the floor, right? And I just got that instant lust feeling inside my brain, like that same feeling you get when you whip out your favorite video. And I just completely forgot that I even asked her that question before. And I just said, me too.
Me too.
And then you wouldn't believe this, bro, but she said, let's voice call. And my heart dropped even further, like down to my balls, bro. I was so nervous, but I was also so excited and just filled with lust, and I had to say yes. Just a quick break. I'm so sorry to disturb you, but if you really are enjoying this story, I'd really appreciate it if you press the subscribe button, because it does help me out a lot, so thank you so much for that. And I straight away ran inside my room, locked the door, closed the windows, and sat on my bed, waiting for her to call me. And I was so nervous, but she ends up calling me, and I answer the phone, and there she was. Holy shit, she is so cute, and my nervous ass was like, hi. And you know, she says hi back, and we start having a little conversation, right? It was so awkward though. And my heart is beating out of my chest so hard. I'm mumbling all my words, because honestly, I was not sure what was gonna happen. Like, is she gonna, you know, is she gonna do something? Is she gonna or fucking, I don't know, pleasure herself? Because she said she was, you know,
what?
fucking, I don't know, pleasure herself? Because she said she was, you know, the H word before. And as soon as some words came out of her mouth, right, I realized that she couldn't actually speak very good English. It was like she wasn't even from the country, like I suspected before. But right before I was gonna ask that question, she starts stripping. And I completely forget about even asking that, because I'm eyes wide open, just flabbergasted. And by this point, bro, I have the hardest hard-on I've ever gotten in my entire life. I was not only very excited, but very confused as well. Like, what is going on? Bro, this is 50 times better than any video that I've ever watched. And then she says this: take off your and show me your, you know, my ding dong. My brain just turned off. it literally just, it turned off. Because in my mind, this was the greatest form of intimacy that I have ever gotten in my entire life. Because again, prior to this, it was just watching it on my phone. I was obviously a virgin up to this point. Pretty much I was so turned on that I couldn't think straight at all. And I did the worst thing imaginable. This is gonna sound really funny, but I assure you, bro, what I did was not funny. But pretty much I did exactly what she said. I pulled down my and I started chalking my on the camera. Can't make this shit up. I wouldn't lie and say I wasn't enjoying it. You know, I was enjoying it. You know, her stuff to me, chalking my, stroking my, you know, it was a nice feeling. This was only going on for 10 seconds before the worst thing ever happens. She ends the call. And I'm just left there blue-balled. I was very confused. I was feeling a little bit ashamed as well from what I've done. And, you know, it should be fine, right? Maybe her mom was just about to walk into the room and she had to end the call. Maybe it'll be fine, it'll be fine. You know, nothing bad is gonna happen. And then 2 minutes later go past and I get a text from her. And as soon as I saw this message, I swear to you, bro, my heart dropped to the floor. No, it dropped to hell. Because I realized that she recorded me. It was a video of me. She recorded the whole thing. And my face, it was obviously caught in the entire thing as well. And I thought this wasn't gonna get any worse until she sends me a photo of my Facebook account with all my friends and family members inside. She says, if you don't send me $200 right now, I'm sending this to your whole family and friends.
Yes.
I'm telling you, bro, there wasn't a time in my entire life where I was this scared and anxious and just full of regret. Just all the negative emotions you could even think of. I guarantee you I was feeling this right now. I was just so scared. I was just a dumb little 18-year-old boy who just fucked up. And this all happened because I had a major addiction to corn. And now I'm literally getting and if you guys don't know, people who get some of them end up themselves because of things like this. Because if you send them money, they're not gonna stop asking you for money. They'll just ask for more and more and more and more and more and more and more until you give up. And I didn't really have many friends. You know, obviously I couldn't speak to family about it. It was just, I had no one I could properly talk to about this. I was alone and scared. And so I did what any other scared little boy would do, and I listened. I didn't have my own money at the time. I didn't have my own bank account. So guess what I did? I snuck into my mom's room, went into her purse, and got her credit card, and came back. And yeah, this girl, she told me to pay from this weird foreign website. It was called like, I don't know, World Remit, something like that, right? So this is when I knew that she was obviously from another country. Like she was just, this must be how she earns money. It's just diabolical. And I fell for it, so it's honestly my fault, but I tried, right? I entered the card details in, and I was so close to sending in. I just didn't know what was the right thing to do. But again, my mind was just all fucked up, right? It was just so confusing. I ended up pressing send. $200. However, it didn't end up going through. An error came up, right? And at the time, I didn't know if this was a blessing or a curse. Like, I just didn't know. I tried to tell her that, but she didn't believe me. She was like, send the money. Send the money right now. Send the money right now. Or this video is getting sent. And my brain was just so fried right now to the point where I just said fuck it, right? And I blocked her. And I also deactivated my Facebook account as quick as possible. And I just prayed to God that everything will be okay. And I went to sleep that night, you know, not knowing if I was gonna wake up the next day and be banished from my household just be
Yo.
completely killed by my parents and family, because I live in an Indian household, right? And thankfully, I woke up the next day. I went into the living room and I greeted my parents. Everything seemed normal. My family was all good. Nothing seemed out of the blue. Whew, thank God. And later that same night, I went back to playing my favorite game on the PlayStation and just living my life, completely forgetting about this thing that happened. And I was just so happy again. Until I see my door open and my mom walks through with the most disgusted looking face on her. And instantly when I saw her face, I knew exactly what happened. The video, it got sent. My mom just shouted at me, you know, scolded me, obviously, right? I deserved it. I love my mom a lot. And seeing her shameful face, just of pure disgust at me, I felt like an alien. I felt inhuman. It was the most shameful moment of my entire life. She left the room and next my brother came in, my older brother, and he did the same exact thing. And then after that, my other brother, he wasn't at home and he ended up calling me and scolding me through the phone. And it was just like one after the other and one after the other. I don't know how many people this video got sent to, but I did not want to check my phone anymore, bro. If I were to look at these notifications, I swear to God, my life was just gonna crumble and I didn't know what was gonna happen to me. And I was just waiting for my dad to come in because he was the last person who's yet to see me. And I just started crying because I thought it was game over for me, right? I was gonna get kicked out the house. I was gonna get beaten up. I don't know, bro. However, after like an hour of me explaining what happened to my family, my brothers and my mom, thankfully they were very supportive. Obviously they shouted at me and stuff, but thank God that they were actually supportive. And we came to realize that it didn't actually get sent to my dad, and we decided to keep it a secret from him. Thank you so much, family. In the next couple of days, bro, I just felt so dirty going outside my house because it just felt like everyone knew what I did. You know, everyone got sent this disgusting video of me choking my chicken, right? And I realized that my auntie got sent the video as well. Some of my cousins got sent the video. I don't know who else saw the video. I just don't know. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to know. I was really scared of whether or not that this person would come and me again because they probably still had the video, but thankfully they never did. And I just started thanking God. You know, instead of me blaming, oh fuck, I can't believe this happened to me, I'm so unlucky, I started being grateful because it could have been a hell of a lot worse. Unbelievable way. My life literally nearly got ruined because of a stupid just because I was too lustful. Unfortunately, I'd be lying to you if I said that that was the end of my addiction. That was the end. Like I never watched it again. Because unfortunately, we're living in the real world and that's not how things work. I was still addicted to it. However, 2 years later, I actually decided to battle this demon for once in my life. And so I worked on myself. I developed myself, not only on the outside, but on the inside as well. I transitioned from a boy to a bit more of a man. And I'm not saying I'm where I want to be just yet, you know. I still struggle with lust every now and then, yeah, for sure. But as soon as I started loving myself more, as soon as I started knowing my own self-worth, that I am actually an attractive person, I do love myself. Guess what? I naturally started to watch less and less and less and less and less, to the point where I can safely say that I'm like 1.5, 2 years free from watching this shit. I haven't watched a single bit in that long and I never will. I will never ever go back. And for the people who say that watching this stuff is normal,
No.
In what world is this normal? In what world is me acting this way for me to nearly ruin my entire life? What way is this normal? This was never normal. I don't care if there's no scientific evidence backing up the fact that watching this stuff is okay. I just don't give a f because this is not normal. Chances are you want an actual proper relationship. And I'm not saying, you know, this is the sole reason for why you don't have a girlfriend, but genuinely, guys, I'm certain that it's definitely has a big play in it. It's not easy. It's not easy, but we need to slowly get rid of this demon. I mean, if I can do it, if I can go from having the most shameful moment of my entire life, because I was far, far worse than any of you guys were. If I can completely erase this demon out of my life, why can't you? Genuinely, why can't you? And I'm not even going to give you any specific advice, because if you wanted to truly quit, you would. Again, it's a long journey. It took me 2 to 3 years of failing, relapsing to finally just stop it once and for all. But I can 100% assure you, bro, that it is well worth the effort. I can pretty much guarantee that. You got this, brother. Sister, I don't even care what gender you are. It fucks up both of our lives. Believe in yourself like how I believed in myself. And if you don't believe yourself, believe the fact that I believe in you. I hope that gives you enough motivation, because you have got this, okay? I believe in you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you press the subscribe button. It really does help me out a lot. Be sure to comment and like the video as well, because those two things also help me out a lot. Oh, and one last thing, if you do want my free 7-day protocol of improving your appearance, it will be the first link in the description below. So thank you so much for
Not
that,
even the outcome.
and I hope you have a good
Not even the outcome. Like, you get this information out of me. It takes courage to be this vulnerable and open about something like this. Glad to see you in a better place now. Facts. It's almost made me cry. Not just the addiction. It's a sin. And really evil, no matter what religion you are, stay away from it as possible. Oh my gosh, bruh. If you don't believe in yourself, know that I believe in you. That was powerful. Cool, cool, cool. Hmm. Né? Yo. Hey, that video was crazy, dog. That was a crazy video. That was a crazy video. Yo. Nah, that video was crazy.